Everyone. Before we get into this evening's live, I'd like to go over a few areas that I think are pretty interesting that we'll talk about this evening. David, welcome in. Rob Holkaluk, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6 months plus with the XRP Predictor. Greatly appreciate that, my friend. But I find it very interesting that right now XRP maintains under the 59.25 cent level. We were able to reverse rather quickly after we came down, and we'll talk about how low we came. IB Killing, welcome in, and thanks for being a trusted mod. Same old BS with XRP. I mean, it depends how you look at it, but yeah, it's been in the same type of consolidation for 6.5, almost 7 years now. We have not hit $1 in almost 3 years now. I know some of you, whether you can believe that or not, but it's been, you know, we're going on about 3 years here. As you know, I got a bee flying around me as I've already been stung once today. Am I gonna have to get stung a second time? Ugh. Seriously, come on. I don't have to do this a second time today. I already killed one of your friends. Yes, I got stung today for the first time all season. Oh, so you come back? Are you fucking kidding me? Well, I guess I'm gonna have to deal with this. We'll have to deal with this promptly. Alright, come on. You know, sometimes you get the pesky ones that don't want to leave. Sorry, but I know what's going to happen here. What a pain. But, so I got this pesky little thing over here that apparently does not want to leave. Not exactly sure what's going on here right now, but I guess we'll do it from over here. Guess we'll do it from right here. Sorry about that. This is the beauty. Oh, it followed me. Maybe there's... What the hell? Well, isn't this the inconvenience? I'm being swarmed right now. I don't know what's going on. Normally, I don't have this issue, but right now I do. Okay, so we'll be moving this. I guess I'm going to be standing up for this live today. But I'm certainly not going to deal with this son of a bitch during the whole thing. Like, what a pain in the ass this guy is. Jesus. Well, as they say, if you can't adapt on the fly, what can you really do? So, we're going to change it up here a little bit. So, sorry about that. But that's the beauty of doing things in real time in the outdoors. Sorry, I had to shut the gate. So, so welcome in, everybody. That's one of the more interesting starts we've ever had here on the show. We've had quite a few interesting moments, but that was interesting. So I'll be standing up for the rest of this live because I moved into a different spot outside. Much more, it's a much more pleasant view behind me, I must say. But it doesn't feel right to me. So this feels like a good old-fashioned bear trap. We had the technical area where we could have dropped down to, but we're still waiting for this back test. Like, we can't even take this drop down and ride along unless we were to get a firm rejection here. And yeah, I'm sure we could say, well, earlier didn't we get it? It wasn't technically, that's not what I'm looking for. We broke down, but I'm talking about a swing down. Now we try to come back up and fight through. Now, if we get a rejection at 59.25, this is exactly what we were talking about in the earlier update today and this morning, that if we get a rejection at 59.25 on the return, we would be setting up a technical drop to 55.8 cents, and that would be a back test of the 2018 resistance as support, as that was a 6.5-year plus pattern right now that it seems like, at least for the time being, we've broken out of. And does that mean we're warranted another back test here? It might, but it looks like we've consolidated pretty big. We're oversold in the hourly before this recent couple of reversal candles here. It's just we've already confirmed the death cross, and this is what I was afraid of earlier in the hourly, and then going into the 2 hourly. Oh yeah, we've got some very rough weather, JW, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. But yeah, rough weather coming in tonight into tomorrow. It's gonna be like 94 here tomorrow. Very humid. It was 92 here and humid today. But severe thunderstorms and possible tornadoes tomorrow we're expecting. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Thanks for your concern, JW. Mark Casson, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor. I greatly appreciate that. We'll get into the intro. We'll tie this in. But, you know, I wanted to talk about this right off the bat so we could see. And we had a little bit of a drop down today, so we'll talk about that. But most of it, besides about 2.1%, has been bought back up. We were on a very slippery slope here earlier, but we have had about the last 2 1-hour candles reverse a little bit. Not much volume to speak of, which is an issue. And we've got to get rid of this death cross within the exponential moving averages, which, you know, it is a lagging indicator with the moving averages and like the simple moving averages and that kind of stuff, stochastic, the relative strength index, but it lays the groundwork. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for well over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. I greatly appreciate that so very much. So very much. So we'll go over the charts, we'll go over Bitcoin. Levi sent me more stuff. As you guys remember, he sent us the XRP cup and handle, which we're working on right now. This is an XLM Stellar Lumens. We've got, this is the zoom view of the current cup and handle. It got up to 10.3 and now we're back testing. It should do it around, it could be as low as back down to the bottom of the handle, which could have got us down. And we've since this, XLM has pushed down in that fashion as well. So on there, it looks like 9.596 on the handle back test. I have it right now for the back test around 9.58, and this plays in part with that handle. So if this is a handle, it plays beautifully into it right here. And based on what Levi sent, I didn't even have to do anything else. He sent me this about a day and a half ago. And I wanted to share it on the next live I went on. And this is the next live. So that's what we're looking at, that back test around that 9.596 area looks to be in place. That's when we hit the resistance, and now as we know, it's come back down here a little bit. So a beautiful way to look at that. And then I think I have the wide angle as well. So this is the wider angle. We just looked at the zoomed. So it does look like we should have a pullback here as we're doing right now. But once that happens, once you fill out the handle, it's going to be a big move if it plays out perfectly. Yeah, AMP had a nice move. It sure did. AMP had a nice move, and thank you, Levi, for sharing that. So we'll go over the XRP chart. We'll take a quick look at XLM as well. Take a look at Bitcoin. I don't know how much time I'm going to have to look at everything else. We'll go over the copy trading stuff, and if you want to be a part of it and all the things that have developed here over the last 24 hours. So make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this live. I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, the Great Falling, I was hoping you were in here. The Great Falling sent those in, so thank you, Levi. Now that everybody knows your name, but you told me before it didn't matter because I asked if they could see your name, so I appreciate that as always. And those are some beautiful charts, which we'll take a deeper look into those as well via my chart too. But I wanted to show those because those are absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So, and then we'll look at this because the one thing I'm looking at here, and this is something that always, it doesn't necessarily make me, let me do it on the other one. Doesn't always necessarily make me feel good when I start seeing this. So watch this XRP price, right? Watch what every single story is saying. I mean, and when I say every, XRP price forms largest bull flag in history with 2,566% forecast, $16. Analysts expect $10 XRP price target for this cycle. XRP price poised for 100% surge if this historical trend. That one I don't mind. XRP price prediction suggests new pattern could trigger 60,000% surge, $7 on the table. This is what started to come out today. And you'll see a lot of them. But the one that I want to focus on is this one. It's the only one that actually talked about the fact that XRP lost 60 cents. So, and then we had another one like this that was just to point out. Analysts say XRP forming moon pattern for big profits as no lower lows are seen. So, and then we'll take a look at the crypto fear and greed index. And then we'll go all the way around in a circle here. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this live. I suspect we're going to have far less people here today because XRP and crypto is doing terrible. So most people tune away and they end up missing out on the very important happenings of the day. And it's actually very important because we can determine whether or not this is a bear flag. I mean a bear trap or something much larger. So make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live. so we can become recommendable and you see us on the YouTube newsfeed, whether you've ever seen us or not, and you can end up making an educated and informed decision, whether the person's seen us or not, whether they want to watch content. I'll catch you on the other side of the intro, and please don't forget to hit that like button. Good evening, 6:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, August 26th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Tanya completes the evening by showing up. Thank you, Tanya, for tuning in. And being in Tom's Army for not only over 1 year with the I Told You So badge, but being amongst the top 2 members, I would say, in popularity in this audience. It's always a toss-up between you and Miss Vicky, and I'll never say who's the most popular because I don't know between the two of you. So, what we're looking at here is very possibly the makeup of a much larger inverse head and shoulders on XLM here. As I think on this cup and handle, as Levi showed us, and yes, I threw a curveball. We didn't start with XRP today, did we? So, what I see here, we definitely have this cup and handle, and then we even came back through, and now we're building out. But what I see here, which is, I think it's interesting. God, do I hate TradingView for making this update to where I have to turn that off now. But what I see here is we came up, boom, down, back around. Now, if this does play down, and let's say it comes to 8-9 again, because it's got one of 2 areas. It's either going to do that, or it's going to bounce off here and roll out. And if it bounces off here and rolls out, I still see this inverse head and shoulders set up. And all this really is the back end of that handle here. So I think Levi's onto something here. Or the Great Falling, I'm sorry. In the audience, the Great Falling. I think he's onto something here. I really, really do. And why do I trust the Great Falling? Well, 1, he gives us spot-on trades. 2, he's not afraid to tell us when he loses. 3, nobody wins every trade or loses every trade. So if somebody's willing to be honest with you in the comments when they're winning and when they're losing, that's the person I'm going to put stock into 9 times out of 10 and twice on Sunday, which makes it 11 out of 10. So I don't know if you've seen what I did there, but that's the person I'm going to trust every time and then some. So tell me when you win, but more importantly, tell me when you lose. And it makes me the happiest person, because then I know that you're a balanced trader that wants everybody to know the risk and possible rewards. That's how it should be done. Most people skip over the risk and they only tell you about the reward. Mind you, the reward is great, but oftentimes the risk is even larger. What I mean by that is, yes, you can make more money with your reward, but the risk might be greater than the reward. So let's say you only have $2,000 to your name and the reward is making you 10 grand. Well, the risk is losing your life savings. Now that 10 grand would be great, but is it worth putting it all on the line to make that 10 grand in an uncertain condition in a very uncertain market right now? That is the question everybody needs to ask themselves if they put their life savings into a market. Is it worth getting rid of everything you've worked for? So both your trades are down 1%. 1% is 1% is 1%. You know, our US dollar is down about 1% probably on the day. So you're probably, well, not on the day, but overall this week it did not have a friendly week. Well, last week. This week it was very slow to start. I dare say, unless you put your dollar into gold and silver, you're pretty getting hammered right now. Some things are okay though. XRP. Is it any wonder why I always tell everybody, you wait till it's sub 50 cents before you buy your XRP? Like, if you're not in XRP, it's only going to be a moment until it goes under 50 cents. Isn't that the old saying now? If you're not in yet and it's at 75 cents, just blink twice, take a shit, and it'll be at 54, 50, 20 cents, you know? So don't buy it too high, and make sure you consolidate into XRP when it's sub 50 cents. Otherwise, every time it goes up, and I say more preferably sub 40, but you never know how many times it goes under 40. We've had a chance here in 2024 even to get it under 40, so don't say it never does. So, you know, that's the problem with XRP. Once it goes up, most people are like, you know, there's no reason for me to buy it because it never goes over $1, and I could certainly wait until it goes over 50 cents. Let me just read the newspaper, and I'm sure it'll go under 50 again. So, and now, you know, they're not wrong, because look, they came back from a long meeting, long business venture, and here we are again at 58. So, and we were just at a rejection here this weekend. It's unfortunate. We came up, we hit that rejection at 63 cents. And then what did we proceed to do? Even right now, we're down 7.4%. So, what makes it so hard to be a leverage trader in a spot market? Or what makes it hard to be a spot trader or a spot holder in a leverage traded condition? You know, these are the things that always end up playing out every single time we go through a cycle. You get the leverage traders that say, oh, this is how you make easy money. The spot traders say this is the only way to do it because you have to buy, and never sell. And then you've got the swing traders in either or category, which, you know, on a leverage trade, it's always a swing trade. But the swing traders through spot will say, you know, the leverage traders think that they're smart, but when we swing trade a spot position, even when it all goes wrong and it's a 10% drop, my value only goes down 10%. I don't lose 100% of that trade. Understand what I'm saying here. If a trade goes down 10%, and typically a leverage trade is going to be 10x or more. Even 10x is on the very low side for leverage traders. The typical, when you study it, it says the average leverage trade, and I can't believe this because it blows my mind, is 38x. That's the average person, the average everyday person leverage trading. It ends up being around 38x. Why? What? I mean, the simpleton just want to make money too quick. And then they find out that they had lost all their money because on a 38x trade, it goes down 0.5% and you're screwed. You're screwed. Absolutely screwed. So, I mean, I had a very interesting 24 hours here. As some of you know, we were doing the copy trading, actually 48 hours. And, you know, we ran into some very big issues with liquidity. So we can't trade XRP anymore. I took it upon myself to do a very, very deep test study. And you should see what I went through. And I did... I put everything back to how it was after I got done. I made sure that nobody was following for a long time. I made sure HOTCOIN, every single time my trade closed, if anybody was following, they would automatically delete the person off until I gave them notice that I wanted people following me again. So what I ended up doing is I studied this up, down, left, and right, as far back and forth as you could possibly imagine. And at the end, I did trades where I knew that I could get my money back, and I let it play out as such. And yeah, don't be a risk taker like me, because I've been in this market a long time, so I have complete confidence in myself to do what I did. So this whole time, look at all these trades. I went through all different leverages, all different points where I wanted it to be liquidated, and it didn't matter. Red or green, don't pay attention to that. These are all the different leverage amounts I did as well. And I did this to watch liquidity pools on Ethereum every time I opened and sold. Every single time. And I did this and I said when I'm ready, because we were at about 238 PNL plus minus when I started this. I didn't quite get it back there. I'm like $3 shy, but nobody's going to get mad about that because it doesn't look exactly the same. But I went through the ringer for everybody to try to figure out the system. And just to show you what I mean, look at what I did to study that. I let this drop up and down with every fee I took. I took a lot of fees as well, but I used that $100 trading bonus that they sent us to offset the fees, because I paid a lot of them, and I'll show you what I mean. But now, with all of this, I've studied it so much that now if you're following me, we know the deal. We know the deal, and I want to get this off my chest. We know that there's a liquidity issue. So we can't trade XRP, XLM, ADA, or any of those. We have to stay with the large cap ones. So what I studied was large amounts of money, and I let it go both ways in the beginning because I wasn't too worried about losing it because I knew I'd make it back after. And don't think this way because this isn't the norm in leverage trading. Sorry, but it's not. So I went through, I even did 125x short, long it, because that's the most liquidation you can do. And I wanted to see how far it would pull the trade up or down. One person got snagged into this one and then they immediately got deleted off. That's unfortunate, but they lost $9, it looks like. Sorry, whoever decided to join there. But then I ended up doing the 2 trades so that I could finish it out the way I wanted, because we needed to be around 235 PNL because that's where we were at on our $100 challenge. So then I did the 125x and I had 20%, made 151, 11% made 94. But if you think that was easy, they're not. Because right after I closed that trade, let's see, and that was like $880 as my money I put up. But look where Ethereum's at. I would have got wiped out 10 times over on that leverage trade. What a stupid leverage trade indeed if I wasn't paying attention. Or what a stupid trade, even though I paid off. It's still a bad trade. But I was testing the system. So when you're looking through my stuff, those aren't normal trades. I was hitting at 70% before I did that. But it's been a very interesting thing. It's been a very interesting thing. So I made sure to study the exchange up, down, left, and right. Because if people are going to copy... Wait a minute. Did that say that many people are copying me again? 17 already? It's only been like 4 hours since I opened it back to the public. Oh my God. Then please make sure to hit that like button. Only 48 people have, and I can understand I'm talking about the copy trading. Who the hell wants this information, right? 17 people have already recopied. And the P&L's at 234. Before I did all of that, it was around 237. So I apologize, it's a little lower. But I don't think it's that bad, because when I look at the statistics in the last 1 year, I pulled it back up to V shape so that it was actually, it might be a little bit better overall. The ROI, but the P&L is definitely not, because it was higher before. It showed it. Yeah, I missed by 0.6%. Whoops. Anyhow, so you can copy trade me if you want. Take the risk. We know that there's a lot of issues, you know, with certain things. So when I take out a trade now, there will be no second trade. You know, I'm not going to add to a position if it's down. So it's going to be very transparent so that I don't have to separate the trades. And this is the reward you can get right now until September 5th if you leverage trade. Every time I make a trade, if you have money in the account, and let's say you put 500, if 20,000 total in futures. So if I make a $100 trade and it's 10x, that's $1,000. Every time I open and close a trade, that's $1,000. So consider that. These are bonuses that I don't know if I'll ever come around again. And it ends September 5th. So please take advantage of this. That's something that I've never seen an exchange do as far as that much cash back. So just take advantage of that if you can, please. So, go, and then there's BITUNIX as well in the video description below. My personal A1 if I'm trading personally. So if you're copy trading me, also download from the video description below BITUNIX and take out a personal trade at the same time, so you can see the differential and why I have so much trust in BITUNIX. And the real oh, how to copy trade? Yeah, I can help you. So you have to go to HOTCOIN. So in the video description below and or pinned comments, I have a link for HOTCOIN. Click on that link, create a account, and you don't have to do a KYC or VPN with HOTCOIN or BITUNIX. But in this case, I can copy trade on HOTCOIN. So make sure you follow on HOTCOIN through the link. And then what you're going to want to do when you put money on, you have to put it in USDT in the futures trading. Once you put money in the futures account, go to copy and then go to search. You'll type in XRP. I'm XRP Future MIL. You'll see right there, total P&L 234. And then it'll say 30-day P&L as of right now, but who cares about that? Just look for my picture and then you click on it. That's all you have to do. And then it'll say copy lead trader. And then you'll just set your stuff up to copy my trades 100. So if you put $50 on there, it'll just do $50 when I do 100, and then you'll copy it to my stop loss and everything like that. Yep, you just add money to the futures account and then you follow me. Just copy XRP Future MIL. So yeah, that's how you have to do it. And then it'll ask you settings, and then when it asks you guys the questions, who cares? Just put it in, put random answers, and then it lets you change the wrong answer. All exchanges do that. Everybody gets so bent out of shape about the questions before it lets them futures. Who cares? It literally lets you put in a response and redo it until you get it right. They really don't care if you know what you're doing. No, you're not, Ed, and it's not simple. I promise you, I struggled with it at first. I'm a seasoned veteran now. I'm an expert because I've been doing it for 69 days, it says, or 70 days. At first, I was like, what the hell's going on with this copy trade? So, no, I had good question, and you are not a simpleton. Kyle, Cape Cod Kyle from Massachusetts, not Florida, as I found out. Thank you for being in Tom's Army for, I believe it's over 6 months now. You should be presenting the XRP Predictor. I did a new account. There were no questions. Excellent. They said that that shouldn't be there with the update, but who can ever really tell? Who can ever really tell? So XRP, I mean, I think we've talked about it pretty good. The fact we're below not just 60 cents, which, if I'm being honest, in the 2-hour time frame, if we can retake... Oh, man, no, we're going to have to get... It's so rough. If we get over 58.8 cents, it is leading to the chance that we should come up and retest that 60 cent area. That was a big breakdown area. But I see 59.2 before we can even get up there, if I'm being honest. I see 59.2 out in front of us. Then maybe we get up to like 60 cents. And then maybe we can start working this out a little bit. Let's see. Man, I keep moving this. I apologize. But there's so much going on here. There is so much going on. As good as we were looking yesterday and the day before, that pull down there, that could have opened the door back to a retest. And we don't want to keep retesting the 18 resistance as support, because the more times we retest it, it's just going to prove why it's resistance if we keep doing it. So, I mean, there's a lot going on here on the back end, but I'm hoping that we don't have to take the long road here. That's a nice candle in the daily. It was, if it pulls up. Because even though it looks like a very bearish candle, we could turn this into a hammer candle, but we're running out of time to do that. We would need to pull up to like just over, if we pulled up over 60 cents, this would be a huge shakeout here. I just don't think we have the testicular fortitude in 1 hour and 8 minutes. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, we only need to go up 1 cent. Can we go up 1.4% here in the next 68 minutes? Is adding margin the same as adding to the position? No. No. Let's say you're in a 10x trade and your margin, it says your liquidation's at 57 cents, let's say. If you add margin, it'll lower your liquidation level. If you add to the trade, it just continues to add onto the trade and averages your buy-in price. It could lower your liquidation, but by adding margin, it'll lower your actual liquidation. So if you're not going on a stop loss and you're just riding out until it comes down to your number and it fully liquidates your position, people will add margin. People will add margin, and it'll make their liquidation go down farther. So you just open a new long. What do you mean? What do you mean you just open a new long? For what, to add margin? No, you don't open a new long to add margin. You hit add margin and you put dollars into your margin. That's different from adding a position. To buy a position, you actually have to hit buy. To add margin, you hit the plus sign next to where your position is. No. No, you don't open a new position to add to your margin. I'll show you one time. Only because I got to get through this. And I know most people are probably leaving because they hate when I talk about, you know, the stuff that you might want to know. But, so if you're in a trade, I can't even show you because I don't really want to open a copy trade right now with the group. But if you're in a trade, it's going to show on the bottom and you have to add margin to it. There's a dollar sign there. No, you're fine. No, you're fine. You just have, there's two different features. You have to add margin. Yeah, if you're in cross margin, it incorporates. Okay, so that's the other thing. If you're in isolated margin, what I'm saying matters. If you're in cross margin, if you have $500 in your account and you're in a $100 trade, it's going to base your liquidation on $400 of additional margin. Just understand that your liquidation is not because of $100 on that cross margin. It's all the way down, way lower than it should be because of the other $400 in your account. So if you have all of that in the futures and you're trading in cross, that means all $500 is at risk, even though it's a $100 trade. Because if you go minus 100%, it just pulls from your margin to keep the trade open until it goes to zero. So be careful with that. So yeah, that's two different ways of trading. Unless you know what you're doing, I highly encourage you to stay on isolated margin at all times. At all times. Sorry about that, I had to get my water, it kind of slipped away. But what an interesting live we're having. Because we're kind of waiting for the market to not necessarily shift out, but that's a devastating reversal. That's why I hinted at it this morning that it was a disaster, the setup, just because I knew we were going to have some kind of consolidation down. and everybody loses their shit. I still don't think we've really done anything yet. Yeah, if we do get a rejection at 59.25, that's a problem. Because then that death crossover takes 2 hourly it'll be more than just a quick reversal. This would be a short-term pattern flip. If we do get rejected, we're coming over here, which is nice. But we need to not get rejected at that 59.30 area. That's what we need to do. We need to not get rejected at this area that we're coming into. Because if we could do, we'll be able to see a very slippery slope. But one thing I'm seeing, and this is, I go like this and I say, oh, please. Oh, please give us this justice. Boom, boom, back up, down, out. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. If my dreams are being made, I want to see that exact move right now. That's the exact move, because then it'll open up the door to a much bigger move here. At least in the short term, if we could get back over 592, it reopens up the door to 64 cents. Which we didn't quite hit the 64 cents I thought we were going to. We hit 63.07, so we were shy of that 64 cents. When $1, who the hell knows? It's been almost 3 years. That's the question, isn't it? I'm not a magician. I wish I could answer it, but I can't. But my hair, I told everybody I wouldn't cut until XRP hit $1. We're going on month 14 now. I did say all-time highs with the incentive that I could cut it at $1. So it couldn't even give me $1 in the last 14 months. So it's been 14 months, goatee, hair, slightly long, well, a lot longer than you remember when I first started the channel. So if anybody's wondering why my hair is so long, it's because I have a challenge with the community that I won't cut it until at least it hits $1. And now once we get into September, we're on month 14. Well, not month 14. Oh yeah, it'll be month 14, my God. Wow, I never went one time in 40 years without cutting my hair for one straight year. Now it's almost 14 months. Unbelievable. Thank you, XRP. And I'm just glad at 40 I have hair like this. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. You know, in 10 years, I might not have any hair in the front. It might just be, you know, my hair's still growing because XRP hasn't hit $1. Because I'm the XRP future millionaire. Sometimes you got to do things when you believe in something to make a point. I wanted to make a point to everybody. There was going to be a long stretch where you could accumulate XRP under $1. And more preferably under 50 cents. When everybody thought we were going to the moon last year after the judgment. That's why I did it right after the judgment by Judge Annalisa Perez. That's why. But yeah, that's why, Ed. Nothing more, nothing less, honestly. Julie, I had to move over here because I was being swarmed by bees. Yes, 2 of them. Yeah, they wouldn't stop bothering me. And you know, I already got stung earlier, so I really don't want to get stung again. They must have. I told you I accidentally killed their friend. I didn't mean to grab him with my hand. The bee kind of just flew by me, and I can't really see that good out of the one side, so I kind of just grabbed it with my hand. It stung me. Oh, there's the cat. I've been trying to get her because I got her food. But what do you guys think? What do you guys and girls think, honestly? Do you think we break up from here, or do you think this is a case where XRP is going to get a rejection here, and it's going to turn into a bigger drop? I would hate Alabama. They're big down there. Oh, I bet. I bet. But I don't know. I have an uneasy feeling. As much as I want to think XRP is about to just break out here, still have an uneasy feeling. Where was the one? I don't even care about what the analysts are saying about this big XRP 100 million. So let's start here. Mysterious 100 million XRP transfer raises question: is XRP price breakout imminent? Huh? Who? T? In the living room? Where's he at? Oh. Oh, he did? Uh-oh. Whale alert stunned the crypto space today when a colossal transfer of near... I love how they use these fancy words. That's how I know AI wrote it. Of nearly 100 million XRP surfaced. The transfer, worth 58.74 million at the time, took place between 2 unknown wallets, adding an extra layer of intrigue and mystery. Digging deeper into BitThumb's on-chain data reveals interesting details about the transfer. First of all, both addresses are freshly created and their transfer history consists of only 2 to 4 transactions. Furthermore, the sender address RAAMB remained completely empty after all that happened, while the recipient address RN8OMA was the first transaction ever after 99.77 million XRP landed on RN8. It sounds like a galaxy we're exploring. The owner of the address moved 20, and if you ever played No Man's Sky, you'll know what I'm talking about. The owner of the address moved 22 to another unknown wallet, 22 million. Or 22, which could be activating transactions, so 22 XRP. Is it worth noting that the sender's address also initially received its tokens from a newly created anonymous wallet? See, now we're getting somewhere. An anonymous wallet creating this, that's what I like to know. If you guys and gals want to relax with me, as this has been nothing but ordinary style live, because there's so much stuff going on and we're in the area of unknown. The area of unknown sucks because we can't be bullish. We have to be slightly bearish, but we can't confirm the bearish feeling because we haven't got the rejection. So, you know, we could be building up to a massive breakout as most think, or we could just be about to have a big rejection and continue this bear drop and have this bear trap down to 55.8, which I suspect has about a 65% chance of happening. And I'm not saying that because I want it to go to 55.8. I could just see it making the most sense, as many people will buy right now, saying, you know, I think that we're about to move back up, even though we're on the bottom side of the resistance areas now, which ended up being, should have been support, and should show us that we should have to. So look at it this way, right? There's a bunch of you. You have a boat, right? You got a boat. It's stuck out of the water. It's just a little boat. It's a wooden paddle boat, but you need more help. You can't possibly lift it up by yourself. So you keep getting resisted on the shoreline. You just can't get past this heavy resistance of the shoreline. You're just trying to get into the damn water, but their shoreline is rejecting you. So now you get a couple more people. And now you start to push it a little bit, but every time you back up the rocket, you go forward, but it's still like a brick wall. So now you go a little bit farther down the alley, which in this case, you know, you got to go a little bit farther down. Then you come back with a lot more reinforcements. And this time when you push, not only do you break the bank, but you're out in the water and you've gained some speed and you're out to the races. That's what's going on a lot of times with XRP and crypto. You come up here, we can't break this heavy resistance. Then we come back down a little bit. We garner some more support. We go back down into a buy zone. And we try again. And when we fail again, we go down a little bit farther. And in this case, yes, airboat indeed. I like that, Ed. In this case, XRP goes back down a little bit farther at 55.8 cents. But what does it mean in this one time? That's an area where instead of going down for support at that spot, any other time for the last 6.5 years, that would have been a resistance area and you would have never been able to come down. You would have been falling after you hit that rejection area. So now for the first time in almost 7 years now, if we're being honest, getting into December will be 7 almost, into January. So in almost 6.5 years, now we're pulling down to that support area. But now these people aren't resistance. They're all throwing their money out there saying, oh my God, if we ever come back down to what was 6.5 years support, I don't know why I bought this line before it broke out. But damn it, if it hits it on support this time, I'm going to give you my money. It's like a drunk guy at a strip club. He stood no chance. Or should I say a perverted drunk guy at a strip club stood no chance. Nor did the stripper, because they don't know what they're getting into with that perverted guy. It could be their last chance with a breath on this earth. And you don't want to take that chance. That's too much risk to reward. Reward's a few dollars. Risk is your life. Can't do it. But with XRP, you come to that support line. And now when you come back up to this resistance area, you don't just break through it. You start pushing past not just 60, but then you end up in 70, 75 centville. When you end up in 70, 75 centville, now you've established your break over the cup and handle resistance. But yeah, the Treasury did print $1 billion about 6 days ago. But yesterday, I believe it was yesterday or the night before, they printed another $100 million. So the Treasury's printed a total of $1.1 billion so far. So going back to quantitative easing is what it seems like. So that's what it seems like to me. And I appreciate the 105 people that are here, even in a bearish day. You know, on some days we'll have 400 or 500 people in here if it's very bullish. On days like today, I usually expect 50 to 60 people. So to have 105 is definitely, I can tell the audience has grown. I mean, we've went over 23,100 subscribers, which is crazy. But did that analogy make sense, what I was trying to explain to everybody? Does that make sense? Why a lot of times it's looked as a bearish action to go back down and grab some more support, but it's not if it's meant to push forward. And then it says 97,225,384 XRP. JW says he's picking up what I'm putting down. Excellent. Excellent. Just Facts says XRP Chevy. Appreciate that. 97,225,384 XRP. Valued at 58,740,736 US dollars. I don't know, because old Vincenzo doesn't do YouTube like he used to. He's not a lifer like I am. He's got a weather thing that he does, but he's got a real full-time job unlike me. You know, he's got to get up and go. He's been out of the state for many years. Coming back like 4 times a year, basically. But you guys, forget his YouTube stuff. You guys, or his crypto, even though he's good at it, you guys got to follow him on Facebook. I think his name is Frank Snow on Facebook. It's funny that he picked that name, but Frank Snow, he does a weather thing. He's fucking awesome at the weather. I would say as good as I am at doing technical analysis in crypto and doing the charts, and that's how good he is on the weather, if not better, because he's been doing it since he was like 12, and he's 38 now. Spot on analysis with the boat, a shame, but it is what it is. What strain we working with today? It's a gelato cross with some blackberry gelato something. I can't remember the exact name, but it's not bad. It's like 28.3% THC, which is why I gave it a chance. I don't trust those numbers, but it definitely is a doozy. It's definitely a doozy. So last week ended on a positive note. For the 7th largest cryptocurrency, as a result of a 6.55% surge, the price of XRP has reached a high of 63.1 cents. So if I'm asking you guys, where do you think I'm targeting a leverage trade for the copy trading community? Now, XRP we can't do because I would target it at 55.8 cents. We're going to go look into Ethereum because it's going to have to be with our copy trades on Ethereum is what I'm thinking is going to be the best bet. Ethereum or Bitcoin. So as a result of a 6.55% surge, the price of XRP reached a high of around 63.1. Here, XRP once again collided with a major dynamic resistance level. The diagonal line begins in 2022 and acts as a support through April. However, in recent months, there has been a ceiling for the XRP price that, if broken, could open up a new horizon for the cryptocurrency. Absolutely. My God, if we could ever get through there, God. We got so much upside potential. I think it would scare some people that are refusing to buy or who haven't. Who knows? Maybe it is the price point that will kick off the historic breakout talks that have been heating up in the recent weeks. It is speculated that if XRP can break out of this triangle pattern formed in 2018, it could see a spike worth, if not thousands, then hundreds of %, which is what I'm counting on. You don't smoke, but had a couple of edibles earlier, and it was nice. Excellent. Yeah, not everybody smokes the actual cannabis. You know, the actual flower. I actually like the flower because I like to grow it, and then I go through the process of loving it and caring for it, and then smoking, my friend. Smoking my sweet lady. You know, and I talk to him. But I have something cool to show everybody, and you know what? You guys are watching me, so you should appreciate what I do outside of crypto. So, I mean, you don't have to. Most of you will probably leave. But we have 98 people. I just want to show you. I showed you guys before that I was growing watermelon and they were not growing yet. But now I only showed you the flowers. Now we have evolution. And then I can show you my pumpkin. But we have two. I'm proud to announce we got 2 fantastic watermelon that are starting to grow. You won't be able to hear me now, but take a look. Son of a bitch. No. Hey, did it keep me on? Oh, watermelons are real hard to grow. That is true. Very, very true. Can you guys still see me, or did it log me off? I heard it beep. So be it, YouTube, if that's what you want to do to me. It's fine. And then my pumpkin. I have a pumpkin right here, Tanya. That was my little pumpkin. I actually grew that pumpkin, and it's very hard to do because they grow when you buy like a pumpkin or something like a fruit, they try to make it to where you can't, you know, do another generation. So that was a pumpkin that I left out from last year. Oh yeah, it is kind of way different. But I left a pumpkin out from last year. Yeah, and I let it go all the way down over the year to where it kind of like disintegrated. And then I ran over what was left with the lawnmower, spread the seeds around, and then it grew that. And we had to go through like 25 male penises, which is the flower. It looks like a penis kind of. To find a female flower. We only found 2 on the entire thing. Like I said, it's very difficult to find the both sides of it because they don't want you to grow your own fruit. So, or vegetables and things like that. So they do something with the seeds. That's why it's always important to find heirloom. But yeah, right now I'm expecting a tap at 59.2 cents. That's what I'm looking at for right now. If you're asking me in this live, what am I looking for? 59.2 cents. And then we'll see what happens. If we get a rejection there, then I fully anticipate a drop down to about 55.8 cents is the likely outcome. Not because I want it to happen, because that's what the technical drop is. Can you send me XRP? What do you mean? You're not sending me anything. If you're copy trading, you have to go on the exchange. That's your own account. You're not sending me nothing. You're just copy trading. So what you're doing is putting it in the futures account. Yeah, Ed, can you, no, you can use XRP and say, no. I can't use USD. Nope, can't do it. It's only available in USDT. If I could trade in USD for futures trading, I would. But in the futures trading, it's only available in USDT. I can trade in USDC when I'm doing spot trading or holding my money. But unfortunately, the copy trading is only, otherwise I would. If it gave me a USDC option, I would. So anyhow, fear and greed's at 55 greed. Neutral, yesterday 54. And for the record, during my updates from now on, I'm not talking about the copy trading. So if you want updates, you'll be coming in here every day around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is where we're going to talk about it, if we're going to talk about it at all. Because I don't want my updates to become about copy trading and leverage trading, which I can see what's already going to start happening. So we're going to keep that specific for the lives, and it'll give us a reason to come around, right? So that's what we're looking at with the fear and greed index. And now XRP finally loses 60-cent price threshold. As I've been talking for a while, it's very hot outside. So we're winding down here. No donations or new members of Tom's Army, but hey, the market sucks, so I wouldn't expect anybody to pay it forward on days like today. But be prepared, you know, when we go way up, then you can pay it forward. You want this, Julie? XRP finally loses 60-cent price threshold. What's next? Following its inability to breach the critical 62-cent resistance level, XRP has recently experienced a setback. This psychological barrier has shown itself to be an important roadblock for XRP, and we even came up to 63.1 approximately. We still couldn't hold that level, keeping the asset from continuing to the recent upswing. Due to this, the price has fallen below 60 cents, a level that many traders had been keeping a close eye on. XRP has lost ground as a result of a bearish shift in sentiment, brought on by the ability to maintain a momentum above 62 cents. As a result of the market's current cautious outlook, the price is trading around 59-cent mark. This decrease highlighted the subsequent crucial support levels that may dictate XRP's near-term trajectory. Keeping an eye on the 58-cent immediate support level, it will be essential for the level to hold in order to stop further declines, but because it has historically served as a strong support zone. The next important support level is located around 55 cents. If XRP is unable to stay above 58 cents, a loss of this barrier might result in an increased selling pressure and drive XRP closer to the 54-cent threshold. For XRP to resume its bullish momentum, it still needs to overcome the crucial resistance at 62 cents on the upside. If XRP can break above this barrier, it might be possible to move toward higher goals. But until then, difficulties are likely to persist. When Lambo? Well, Lambo, you could be Lambo now if you go plug yourself into a virtual reality and put XRP moon phase, and then you can be on the, you can be on the moon Lambo, you can be on moon cycle. But until you go on the virtual reality and you program it in yourself artificially, no moon Lambo yet or anytime soon. So, and I hate to say that. Psychological resistance levels are often considered indicators of the sentiment around certain digital asset. Without proper breakthroughs at those levels, assets like XRP are unlikely to enter prolonged bullish cycles, which often leads to corrections or prolonged consolidation, which often pushes investors away from those assets. So I'm going to call it a day here. I'm just going to read these indicators. I'm hot, very hot. I want to go hang out with Julie a little bit more, but she's got to go to bed soon. She's tired. She got up very early with tea this morning. So I don't blame her for wanting to go to bed a little early tonight. But if she wants to go to bed early, that means I got to be around tea. So let me read through this. And right now it's still a slight buy. It's moving back down a little bit. But let's go to the more technicals. The daily's a buy. The rest is neutral. Weekly is still a strong buy in the weekly because we still have a strong setup unless we break down below the 2018 support resistance level. That used to be resistance is support right now. But let's go into the 4 hourly and start to look at the numbers. Fibonacci. Right now we got our pivot point. We're below the pivot point, which is not good. So our support 1 right now is 57.09. Support 2 is 55.44. Support 3 is 52.77. You always want to be on the north side of the pivot level so that you're going towards resistance instead of coming back down to support. So unless we get back above 59.77, we're looking at the bottom side. But if we get above resistance 1 is 62.44. Resistance 2, 64.09 cents. Resistance 3, 66.77. Now for the oscillator and the moving averages, and then I'm out. Oscillator, relative strength index, neutral. Stochastic, 14.33, neutral. Commodity channel index 20 is a buy finally. Wow. Average directional index 14, neutral. Awesome oscillator, neutral. Momentum 10, buy. Moving average convergence divergence level, neutral. Sell. Stochastic RSI fast 33, 14, 14, neutral. Williams percent range 14, neutral. Bull bear power, neutral. Ultimate oscillator 7, 14, 28, neutral. EMA 10s, sell, 59.5 cents. Simple moving average 10, sell, 59.5 cents. Exponential moving average 20, sell, 59.8. Remember when it was buy and we had that little rally up to 63, and now it's all sell, so pay attention to the buy numbers underneath. SMA 30, sell, 60.2. EMA 50, sell, 59.55. Simple moving average 50, sell, 59.8. Exponential moving average 100, buy, 58.8. SMA 100, buy at 58.47 cents. EMA 200, buy at 57.6. SMA 200, buy at 58.2. Ichimoku baseline 926.52.26, neutral at 60.5 cents. Volume weighted moving average 20, sell at 60.5. The Hall moving average 9, buy at 58.6. And remember our last live, it was a buy at 59.9 and we ended up pushing to 63. So you want to see the buy average, a buy with the Hall moving 9. So everybody have a great evening. I gotta go. Have a blessed evening, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow at 6.